Hello and welcome to my first YouTube video. This is going to be an ongoing series of me making stupid things out of stupid things. Our first thing today is going to be a fishing pole out of an antenna. Fishing pole being this thing you see right here, an antenna also being this thing you see right here. This channel is mainly going to be a fishing channel. I kind of want to start it off with something a little bit weird. I had an idea. I have other ideas to go with it as well. I'll post things. I'm going to have an Instagram and a Twitter and stuff so you guys can keep up. But this is going to be a YouTube channel. Welcome to Vicarious Fishing. Let's get on to the video. Alright, so here we are at the junkyard. We need to find ourselves an antenna that's both big enough to catch a fish, but bendy enough so that it doesn't snap. That's going to be hard considering that a lot of the cars here look like they've been here for a long time. So let's see what we can find. Alright, so I'm looking at this. I'm thinking maybe something like this might work. If I have to, I'll settle for it, but I really don't want to have to make a fishing pole out of this tiny little antenna. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so I found one that might do. Let's take a look at it. It's a bit smaller than I'd like, but I'm gonna carry this around and see what else we can find. I've only looked at like a quarter of the lot. There are a lot of cars here, guys. Take a look, and they're everywhere. Only about a quarter of them have antennas on them still. And half the antennas are about yay big. So I'm gonna do some searching, guys. We're gonna find this antenna, and we'll make that fishing pole. Alrighty guys, so I took a trip to Walmart to try to find something to use as a handle, and I ended up finding this Star Wars fishing pole, so that'll work. Alrighty guys, so I made the ultimate decision to use that Star Wars fishing pole. I went ahead and cut off the top part of it, I guess the pole part you can call it. And the cool part about it was the reel was attached to the handle, so it just made it a lot easier and faster for me to make this into a fishing pole. Because the whole point is just to test to see if the antenna would bend and act the same way a fishing pole does. So my best bet was to melt off the end, get the plastic as hot as possible, and then try to stick the antenna in there. And as you can see, I was struggling with it a bit. It was hard plastic, and what would happen was the outer part of the handle would melt, but it wouldn't get hot enough for the middle to melt. So what I had to did was cut it out and hollow it as much as I can with a knife each time I melted it. Eventually, I got it to stick, but no, it was definitely a pain in the butt. I had to open the door, let out some smoke. The smell of plastic, yeah, it definitely isn't the smell you want in your house. It was kind of dumb for me to do this here, but it had good lighting, so screw it. Alrighty guys, so this is what I have so far. It's a bit crooked, I ain't gonna lie, but I melted it in and it had a little bit exposed, so I tied it down with some line right here and some tape. I think it I think it should hold, so I'm gonna add the little loops and then I'm gonna do a weight test and then we'll go fish with it. Alrighty guys, so update. The washers wouldn't work, there wasn't enough space, so I cut off some of these circle things. Again, I don't remember what they're called. And put them on. It's a bit lopsided, but I think it'll work. We only go after small fish.
Alrighty, so this is what I got from the pole so far. I've got a tiny little lure on the end. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to catch anything bigger than that, but it feels pretty sturdy, and I mean, it throws pretty fine. If you want to call that fine, I would call that fine for it being an antenna.
Alrighty, so I decided to cut the audio from this just because I don't think I had the settings right on my GoPro. Obviously, this is my first time using a GoPro and kind of testing it out, but this is the finished product of the pole. It isn't too bad. It's holding apart pretty nice. I mean, I was bending it and it wasn't breaking. It didn't seem like any of it was didn't seem like it had any integrity issues, as I could say. But I went out to Bullhead. It's a city 45 miles west of where I'm at, and man, it kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It was cold. There were a bunch of people down on this part right here. There's a bridge, and there were a bunch of people down there, and they had kids throwing rocks, and there really wasn't anywhere else to go. The river was too low for me to fish it, so I tried this area, and well, I kind of regret coming here. In all honesty, 'cause it's rocky. I had to climb. The audio is just bad. Visually it looks okay, but oh, guys, as soon as I threw my first cast, I immediately got this pole stuck. Like you can see here, let me all right, so here's me getting the pole stuck. I cast it in and there's usually some dinks, a little bit of bluegill that sit in this little area under these rocks. But as soon as I threw it out, it got stuck, and my first thought was this pole is gonna break. As soon as I try to pull it out or anything, it's gonna break. So I sat and I screwed with it for a bit. Eventually, I got it unstuck, but no, it was definitely a pain in the butt. Here you can see me struggling with it a bit, trying to get it unstuck. And eventually it let loose pretty nicely, but I knew I couldn't fish right there if it was going to get stuck like that again. So I was trying to be extra careful with it. Given the time of year, granted, it's December, so there really weren't a lot of fish there for me to catch, and anywhere else in that town, because after this reservoir, or dam, or whatever you want to call it, it breaks off into a river downstream, and the river it's literally about a foot deep, so there really wasn't anywhere else for me to go. I didn't catch anything on my trip, but hopefully in the future I can upload a video of me using it and catching something with it. But I would overall give this antenna an 8 out of 10. It held up really nicely. It was a pain in the butt to put together, but it's holding up really nicely. It can hold up to about a pound, I would estimate. So I wouldn't use this for your average fishing. I would use this maybe for catching bait fish or anything like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There's going to be more content like this, regular fishing, me fishing with things like this. Like and subscribe, hit that bell button. Help me out a bit, guys. First video. I appreciate y'all, and thank you for watching.